later today, but right now it's a standard couplet, ring muscle up, synchronized, and pig flips. They're going to do 10 on the rings, all 4 athletes, followed by 10 pig flips for each of the pigs. 1 pig for the men, 1 for the ladies, weighing 510 pounds, 350 pounds. You're going to have to alternate those flips. 15-minute time cap, and it's a tight one.
Key to success. It is all about those sets at the rings. The pig not proving too much of an issue, but managing fatigue as best you can within your team of 4 is going to be the key to getting the win here in heat number 4. 3 reps short in heat number 3. The tempo of the pig, you just got to go out and nail it, get back to the rings and rest as you need to.
Oslo Navy Blue, middle of the field, will be able to look left and right. We'll have Mayhem, Freedom, and Invictus flanking them. Mayhem Independence in 4th, looking for a podium position as well as we go down to Jamie Hagia.
I spoke with CrossFit Oslo Navy Blue this morning and asked them if they felt any pressure coming in today in that top spot. And with their happy, jovial selves, they responded, no, we're just enjoying the moment. They know they have 3 more days of competition, and Avon even joked, at least we have 2 white leader jerseys we can sell for a lot of money when we get back home.
You know, the memorabilia market is big nowadays. Gotta get those things authenticated, though. We gotta get the sticker on them and all that, right?
Oh, that's it. Yeah, put them on eBay. Something. Yeah. Put them up in your gym.
There are those white leaders jerseys. And by the way, CrossFit Oslo does have a pig. They made it themselves. It's made out of wood, but it's an implement that they may have had a chance to use in training before.
3rd day of competition, they have come in so strong, just physically, but also mentally. I love seeing their confidence this year.
And here is CrossFit Invictus, Devin Kim, Brittany Weiss in the front there, trying to reestablish as a podium affiliate as they were in 2019.
And 12 points behind Oslo, that's it. I mean, their lowest place finish at this point was 7th. Invictus has been around forever. Sent teams here. They are just another strong affiliate, and I'm so glad they're sitting in 2nd place right now.
And has the bear been poked again? We're about to find out.
Starts off with 10 synchronized ring muscle-ups. Honestly, you talk about poking the bear, Jeremy. The biggest thing for CrossFit Oslo Navy Blue right now, they cannot have a slip-up on this event. You took the leader's jersey off of Mayhem last night. You need to come back out here and stomp on a throat. You've got to assert yourself.
We've seen that before in other teams. They come in, they get a lead, and they just rest on their laurels, if I can use a massive cliche like that, and they just let Mayhem sneak back in and take over, and they just continue on right throughout the weekend. Start to Friday, there's a lot of work still to be done over the next 3 days, but they really need to assert their ascendancy right now. Wow.
I was just about to compliment how well Mayhem was doing with the synchronization. And Mayhem is the first to come off like it was absolutely nothing.
Listen, these movements for them, it is nothing. They work together. They are the best at working together. They know their timing, and really they just need the points. They need the first place. They haven't had a first place finish yet, so they need that one. Tonight is a crapshoot with the event. We were there. There's a million questions going on, but this is the one today they know they can get.
Well, if they can, we spoke about strategic sets. If they can do that for every round, they are going to take a massive lead coming into every round of pig flips. Other teams we've noticed throughout the previous 3 heats, they've really struggled with their sets and going down to sets of 1. If Mayhem can keep doing that, this is going to be an absolute walkover.
Volume. When you think of Mayhem, you think of volume. So 10 for them. I want to know, do they ever train with just 10 muscle-ups? They've all practiced on those high straps. To them, a lot of teams don't have that depth of just practice here at this level with the high straps together like that. So I would say they would see the 10 and say, that's no big deal.
Absolutely not. Now, Rich just could probably get a little bit more explosive in his hips, and we talk about how much you're using your hips and your core and your trunk when you are getting into your muscle-up position. I have noticed when doing muscle-ups, my abs are sore for days, even though I haven't done any specific sit-up work, but that's probably my poor...
Sounds like a you problem.
Absolutely me problem.
I just want to recognize something. Sorry, Jeremy. I'm ignoring your ab comment. Here's the thing. I wanted you to recognize Mayhem is walking back
Yes.
to the rings. They are under complete control. It is all on them. They're watching their field. They're only competing against the other 10 right now out there.
Look how easy this
Dominant.
is.
Did you notice?
Are they going to go 10 unbroken here? Because the synchronicity, we've seen teams doing ones and twos all morning long, so they will break there. But that was either 6 or 7.
Strategic sets, and they want to do negative sets as well. What I mean by that is if you've got 10 to do, you want to go over 5. Easier for the brain to calculate, and also a smaller set to finish with. So if you can do a 6-4 or a 7-3 for your set of 10, it's going to make it a lot easier. Rich Froning on the previous set that he did, looking left and right, eyeballing everyone in the team because he's got so much time.
Even Oslo on the right of screen in the leaders' jerseys, they're pretty good in the synchronization. They're not Mayhem. That looked too easy for Mayhem, and they're only going to grow the lead here in round number 2.
So if you think about their first set where they absolutely nailed it, that one was probably a 6-4, 7-3, as you mentioned, Joel. As we go along, I think they might do something very similar with their next set, even a 6-4 I would do. And the last one, depending on what the time is, depends on what lead they have, they'll probably break it up the same way, or if they're under a little bit of pressure from Oslo Navy Blue, they might even nail all 10 to finish off.
Andrea Nistler having to do some work there to keep the pig back in the lane here as this event is brought to us by Bear Complex, the official grip of the Noble CrossFit Games. Head to bearcomplex.com. Shop the best grips on the planet with up to 15% off.
So Rich's feet not getting too long. Now his split jerk we know is very good. He can get very long. His feet are very close together once he does get that pig up. Got a great shot of it here. Feet just narrow, so if he widens those feet, he could make this movement even easier for himself.
But Jeremy, I'm not worried about Rich. It's the ladies over there. They're taking a little bit more time. Andrea is having just a little more of a hard time keeping the pig straight when she gets underneath
Watch the full extension. That one was a little bit easier.
That was she was a lot tighter on that one.
As I mentioned with Rich, that foot position, trying to get those feet as wide or as long as you can. Get that stance nice and strong.
But look at where the pigs are. Like, they're going back for round 3 on the muscle-ups. No one else is, relatively speaking, even started round 2 of the pig flip.
You mentioned it on the other round, Tanya. They're just walking. They're under control. They don't need to rush to get back. Then they can communicate as they're going back.
Well,
and the eyeball again.
Keep in mind, no team is finished yet.
Yes, they will.
They are halfway through, a third of the way through the time. They don't need to run because they are just so far ahead of the pacing line. Now, keep in mind, there are multiple teams on the rings. They're not doing the same round.
And now I'm kind of watching where Oslo Navy Blue is in relative to the rest of the field because they're not here at the top.
We said you have to stomp on a throat if you're Oslo Navy Blue. That didn't mean you had to win, but you can't open the door like an elevator door. You've got to stay in range.
But they're probably doing very well in relation to the other heats. And that's a struggle there. They're working way too hard.
So here's the thing, they're also getting very tight to each other and they have to be careful that they don't start bumping into each other and that they kind of get a little more separation from their pigs because now you need to be careful you don't smack your teammate.
And Billadel's really having to work once to get those hips underneath.
510 pounds or 350 landing on you wouldn't be pleasant at all. But you've got to realize that these guys are probably doing very well, just not in relation to Mayhem, and could come in with a very strong time.
Yeah, right. There's only so many points, right? It doesn't matter how much Mayhem beats you by if you were second.
It's only a 3-point drop.
Reykjavik right now is in second, though. Move Fast Lift Heavy is in third. And that is the thing that Oslo needs to be cognizant of. Reykjavik in 5th place overall coming in. Move Fast Lift Heavy is in 10th. This is the 3rd round of pig flips here for Mayhem Freedom.
3rd flip, Andrea looks real settled into this, as settled in as you can be with 350 pounds, but looking good, moving that pig.
The thing you have to think about with Mayhem and Rich Froning, and Taylor Williamson said this coming in, last year was the largest margin of victory in team's history at the CrossFit Games. And I said to Taylor, what did that feel like? And she said it was weird, right? You're not panicked. You never really felt like you were pressured. There was this odd calm being so far in front. But she knew it would be different this year because there was such a respect for the depth of this field. And here they are in this position having to fight.
Lauren Fisher, we saw her in the Coliseum struggling a little with those bar dips, that left shoulder strapped very heavily. And as expected, I thought the other teammates would go up early and have to wait for her to sequence. They have dropped back to third.
Which is not bad.
All things
considered, I am surprised to see them there. I'm happy to see she was able to do that, but that would be the failing point for them, not surprising.
Final round on the muscle-ups.
Final round.
Are they going to go all 10?
On the clock.
The bear has been poked again, and again they respond.
This is Mayhem Freedom. This is what people love to see. This is why they're so dominant. We love when they come out here and execute like we know they can and like we expect.
Tony, you mentioned it before, they haven't got an event win. They're going to get one right now.
They have the most in CrossFit Games history. 29, this would be 30.
That was disappointing.
You expecting more?
Look at this. Great teamwork.
They got all sorts
Tim
of time.
Cormier comes over and just straightens out the rings.
They had 4 on that first set, but no need to rush. They
have got so much time.
Pig flips
You know
in front.
what? I love it though. Here's the thing. We're ahead. They could smash it. They could hold on, but why risk that? There's no need to open the door. Just stay in your lane. Confident composure. Don't need to be a hero at this point so far ahead.
The extra 2-3 minutes, if they do rush for that recovery at the end, is really not worth it.
There's nobody here.
That was a great call from Rich Froning.
It's all them. It is.
Oh, wow. They're in their own lane, literally, and I'm loving the communication and patience they're showing right now. And just Rich knowing the experience, looking around. Where's everyone else at?
He was checking the Reykjavik lane, seeing if the team directly behind them was returning.
Conway is looking super strong at the bottom of that dip as well. He's got a bucket load more.
Oslo is around
Here we
behind.
go. Rich wants the crowd to give him some love here.
And they will.
The bear has been poked. Rich Froning is an angry man here on day 3 of competition.
We knew someone was going to finish, but not by this much, I don't think.
I mean, and this heat is the best. We've been seeing the best teams, so for them to be so far ahead is just incredible. Nobody came to the pig anywhere near this time.
And they're dominating this final pig flip here. No team has finished yet. Not a single one through 3 heats. And with 4.5 minutes to go, CrossFit Mayhem Freedom is absolutely re-announcing their presence here. You wanted Mayhem Freedom, you got Mayhem Freedom. The bear is poked, Froning is back, and an absolute statement from the 4 from Cookeville, Tennessee. Walk to the finish line. It's yours.
Stroll right across that line, boys and girls.
Oh, what a statement. What a start to Friday.
They absolutely demolished that event. Incredible.
Mayhem, then specifically a lot of daylight.
Anytime you get the guy that programmed the games to come over and say, yeah, that was a good job.
Well, listen.
You've got to think about tests, and the test is out there, and they struggled in the Coliseum with all the teams, and 3 teams finish. Here's another one.
Like, that's what just happened.
Yes.
They turned in their test, and the teacher just looked at them and went,
Well, you just screwed up the curve there.
Well done, man. Yeah, good. Left skewed.
Reykjavik is still in 2nd place, and they have 3 minutes until anybody else comes into the equation. Honestly, kudos to Lauren Fisher. We know about the shoulder, and she has absolutely fought through here like a champion.
To not be able to hold on to the big sets like Mayhem did, that is incredible for Reykjavik to be in this position right now. But Oslo, Navy Blue, a lot of waiting.
This is a problem. Navy Blue only had a 12-point lead over Invictus overall, 15 points over Mayhem Freedom.
I'm I'm loving the way that Lauren Fisher is catching at the bottom to protect the shoulder. We obviously know there is an issue there. The tighter those elbows are to her body, the easier it's going to be. Tola just fixing up those rings and straps. If you see the catch now, the really fast turnover is really helping.
Here comes Reykjavik.
Rings. Look at this. This was the battle people expected in preseason.
Second place here, only 3 points back from Mayhem. They may jump. Jumping from 17th to 5th.
And don't leave out, Independence is here in the race too, right next to it. It's a different Mayhem team, they're racing.
They've actually overtaken Reykjavik by a rep. Alexis Johnson, a good push to Sasha Nieves, big-time strength athlete. Angelo DeChico and Luke Parker are bulls.
They're coming into this event in 4th place. We haven't got a chance to talk about them too much, but they are absolutely having a fantastic game so far. 3rd in Biker Bob, 14th in Strong, 8th in Fast, and then the P-Bars and Pegboard 6th. So fantastic start to Independence's games.
It's a race for critical points. This is a podium race right here. Team in 5th, team in 4th. The teams in 2nd and 3rd, rather in 2nd and 1st, are nowhere to be found.
And they have to move. Meanwhile, Lauren Fisher's struggling to get that pig up.
As you mentioned, every rep's going to count, so Tola and Khan need to get finished.
And it's Independence that races across in 2nd. All mayhem, all day. Here to start Friday at the games.
Freedom, Independence, 1 and 2.
Now here comes Reykjavik.
Solid finish for them.
94 points for Reykjavik coming through, minimizing the damage. They have done well. Wow. Mayhem. Incredible.
Iceland and his team bouncing back from a 30th place finish in the Coliseum, and now this is disaster for Oslo Navy Blue.
Well, you mentioned it before, Joel. You need to put your foot on the throat. This is not the way to go about it on day number 3, even though it is second day.
No, the team you wanted to put your foot on the throat of turned around and put their foot on yours.
Booted you into next week.
Invictus is done, so they'll remain in contention. And now here comes Oslo. They're not going to finish. And there are massive amounts of teams from earlier heats that will put themselves between Oslo Navy Blue and that finish line.
Invictus with 91 points as well, so they are going to stay up in that top 3. Seems like an eternity since they finished.
It was.
It was, yeah. I'm blown away with how fast they were.
They moved just incredible the entire time. It is the Mayhem Freedom team everybody wanted to see, expected to see. They were able to shine. They walked away with this thing. They killed the muscle-ups every single round. This event came down to all about how your team executed the synchronized muscle-ups. They smashed the pig. No problem here for any of them. They always had a long enough lead or a far enough lead ahead that they could just walk. They kept their Hari under control. That was their recovery so that they could come back to the rings and really stay tight. They were together the entire time, all the way through. They literally walked across the finish line. They were so far ahead. Absolutely dominant. Not only this Mayhem team, but then Mayhem Independence just a bit later crosses in 2nd place. This is what they're used to doing every day. Just like Cookville, ladies and gentlemen.